Okay, let's get more analysis on this now from political analyst Radu Magdin, who joins me from the Romanian capital, Bucharest. Welcome to you. Appreciate your time. Let's start with that news that we just got in, that the Prime Minister has resigned. What do you make of that?
Thank you so much for having me. Indeed, this is an element, the prime ministerial resignation, which adds to the cocktail of political risk that we have seen in the past few days. From my perspective as a political analyst who has been following closely Romanian political life in the past 2 decades, I can say that the final between Simeon and Nicu Șordan is not something we did not expect, because the electorate does not fundamentally change in terms of views. And in six months ago, back in November, we had two versions of the anti-system, a more revolutionary one represented by Mr. Georgescu, and the lighter one represented by Mrs. Lasconi. What do we have nowadays? We have a rematch, but with different characters. Instead of Mr. Georgescu, we have Mr. Simeon, who has scored much better than Georgescu plus Simeon last time. He's around 40% right now. And instead of Mrs. Lasconi, we have the mayor of Bucharest, Mrs. Nicu Șordan, as independent. So Romanians are hungry for change. The only question is, what kind of change do we want? And what kind of change will be on the menu? Will it be revolutionary, radical change? Or will it be milder change, perhaps with more respect towards our historic credentials and priorities, such as EU, NATO, and the partnership with the US?
Yeah, I mean, it's been suggested this might be a referendum on Romania moving towards the EU or moving away from it and becoming more nationalist. And in that sense, if you think that is the case, does that mean that this vote could split the country?
One of the best quotes in political communications is that you campaign in poetry, but you govern in prose. This reality is valid also for any kind of Romanian presidential candidate, because at the end of the day, according to our constitutional arrangement, a president of Romania is not as strong as the president of Turkey, of the United States, or of France, if we were to look at other continental examples. So the president of Romania needs to work with government, with the prime minister and the parliamentary majority in order to implement his agenda. So from this perspective, I would say Romania's prosperity still depends quite a lot on how strong we are in Europe, because we're also running a budget deficit and we need EU money. So you can scream right now against Brussels, but at the end of the day, Mr. Simeon, in case he makes it, he's still going to have to develop a good relationship with Mrs. von der Leyen. Like, for example, Italian Prime Minister Meloni. She started as more radical and then she became more mainstream.
With Georgescu out of the running now, does that mean that a future that's closer to Russia has now been taken off the table?
First of all, Romanians are not naturally favorable to the Russians. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're also best friends with the Ukrainians. We sympathize with the Ukrainians because we don't believe that what Russia has been doing is correct. And the Ukrainians are also doing Romania a favor, because by resisting, by being strong, the Republic of Moldova, to whom we have our best sentiments as Romania, is also protected. Nonetheless, this war has created some frustrations, not only in Romania, but also in some of the nearby countries, particularly due to the traffic of agricultural products from Ukraine. We are also an agricultural country, and this has been exposed by radicals, by populists in Romania, who have tried in a way to blame it on the Ukrainians. In between us as an audience, Romania overall remains a country who is still vastly pro-European, pro-American, and our fundamentals would not change. But of course, there is room for more patriotism, and this is what Mr. Simeon is selling.
Radu, thank you so much for your time. Political analyst Radu Magdin, my guest.
It's me thanking you.